grew up in a household where you had to walk on eggshells, and so you're fragile and very sensitive about a lot of things. You're very precautious with the things that you say and the things that you do. Certain beliefs and ideas that you have may be distorted, and this behavior has followed you in your adult relationships. So now you have created, in a sense, these eggshell relationships as well. You're hypersensitive to criticism. Any form of criticism makes you feel like you're flawed. And so you may go on this endless pursuit to be perfect. You may try to compensate with those internalized feelings that you're not good enough by becoming a perfectionist. You also may take criticism very personally, and so this leads to you becoming defensive and emotionally unstable when somebody gives any type of criticism. Chances are problems and conflict were probably suppressed or swept under the rug, and so you try to avoid conflict at all costs because you probably saw that if you did express something, or if you did have a problem and you raised that concern with somebody, one of your parents or caregivers, whoever the case may be, they may end up becoming dysregulated or having outbursts or punishing you for simply expressing yourself. And so you try to avoid conflict to keep the peace and to keep a sense of harmony. You probably assume that if you express your feelings that you're going to be met with some type of anger or, disapproval or maybe some type of tension. And so you probably try to avoid doing that. So walking on eggshell becomes your preventative measure to prevent those outbursts. You make decisions based on how other people are going to react. So this kind of becomes your second nature. This kind of goes into that space of not trusting your judgment, not being able to make decisions, not simply because you have to get a second opinion from somebody. You're just simply worried about how they're going to react to that decision. So a lot of decisions that you want to make, you either temper those decisions or you simply just don't do it and you simply don't make that decision. And then that's when you go into getting a second opinion or going by somebody else's decision instead. One of the skills that you pick up, which is not necessarily a good skill because then you get to monitoring and then that hypervigilance starts to show up, but you look for any type of cue that this person's mood is about to shift, probably because you had a parent who was so easily dysregulated, or you simply never knew how they were going to come into the house. You never knew what mood they were going to be in, and so you just kind of walked on eggshells, kind of tiptoed to see, kind of get a little bit of a feel. If they went from a smile to a, you get what I'm saying. You don't know who you are. You know who you have had to be to maintain stability, security, and harmony in a home. So when you go into a relationship, you don't know who you are. So you try to play it safe. But here's the problem with playing it safe. When you play it safe, you don't create a healthy foundation. You don't come in and initially set those boundaries. You don't know who you are, so that means you don't know your values. You don't express those things because you're worried about possibly this person leaving you or punishing you. You're already probably coming in with this negative perception, or you're probably assuming that you're going to be emotionally or verbally abused because of what it is that you endured in your household. But that's not the case. So if you did come from an eggshell household, I guarantee you have created an eggshell relationship, and you got to navigate those behaviors, baby. Okay, I wish you all the best. Happy healing. Bye, babies.